Hey, what's up guys? Tad with TJ Tech, and I just finished Bethesda's 2018 conference, and it was actually really good. I was not expecting all of this. I think that there were some parts that were flawed, and you could definitely tell the audience wasn't as into those parts either, but an overwhelming majority of the conference was really good, and we're all pretty much hyped up as gamers because Bethesda has really delivered along the lines of saying that this is going to be our biggest and best conference ever. I would say it's definitely up there. It's definitely better than EA's conference. I think it was better than Microsoft's conference. This is definitely the best E3 conference we've had this E3 so far. And it's only going up from here. I want to talk about some things that I liked and did not like about the Bethesda conference this year, so stick around and let's roll the clip. So starting off, I don't think Bethesda's start to the conference was all that great, but it definitely got better as it went along. I did not expect so many great games to be announced. I definitely did not expect them to be as many games, especially all of their big IPs. We literally got Doom 2, basically two new Wolfenstein games, that's just crazy, especially since Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, came out last year. And we also got, Elder Scrolls 6. What? Just a little tease, so it wasn't like anything, great or fantastic. But that's just what I was expecting to see from Bethesda, just a little teaser logo or something from Bethesda, just stating that they are indeed working on the next Elder Scrolls game. I thought overwhelmingly this conference was really good. It was definitely better than last year's. I mean, we got so many great games from Bethesda, so many great sequels from Bethesda. Like I said, we got Doom 2, which I was not expecting so early on because Doom only came out 2 years ago. And if they're staying on the track of like doing a Fallout game or an Elder Scrolls game, those come out like every 3 to 4 years. Now, Fallout 76, I wasn't super excited about hearing about the rumors that it was an online game. I'm not an Elder Scrolls online player at all. I tried it. It's just not for me. So I was kind of half expecting this to be somewhat like that. And I'm not a builder, so I don't do those building games. I dabbled in Minecraft, I dabbled in Dragon Quest builders, and I tried to do Fortnite building, but I'm just not good. I'm just good at shooting. So that's why I was nervous about Fallout 76, that it's going to be heavy on the building and heavy on online. But it actually looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a good mix between an online RPG and a single-player Fallout game, which I can gladly accept that. And in fact, during the conference, he said that you could play the whole game solo if you wanted, which I think would be really cool because sometimes my friends aren't online, and that's usually when I'm gaming late at night, and some people are just, asleep when people should be asleep, but I'm up playing video games. But one thing I'm actually really excited about is that Fallout Shelter is coming to the Nintendo Switch, presumably tonight, so I'm waiting on that download to happen so I can download it on my Switch before I go to bed tonight and hopefully play it before I go to bed. I never really dabbled into the mobile game on my phone or anywhere else. I'm not really a mobile gamer, so I just didn't foresee me playing it. I didn't even bother really downloading it. In fact, I think I deleted it. But since it's coming out on the Switch, I definitely foresee me playing it. Just because I'm always on my Switch. I think the Switch is by far one of my favorite consoles of all time. And just having the mobile aspect of being able to play it whenever I want, that's not a mobile game, since I typically run out of space on my phone. So it would be nice just to have a designated game console just to play that game I can take on the go. I will say that I really love what Bethesda's doing with Wolfenstein, especially giving us more Wolfenstein games, because more Wolfenstein, the better. I loved Wolfenstein 2. I think it's one of the best FPS shooters of all time, and I'm so excited to see what this Youngbloods is. Supposedly, it's just its own game, and it's not DLC, which is the thing that I would love either, but I would really love it if it's an entire game that's not just a 2 to 3 hour story mission. But Bethesda typically has that longer DLC. I remember playing just the New Blood, I think it was the New Blood DLC of Wolfenstein 1, and that was like a full-on game. So hopefully if this is like a new game, they release it like a physical copy and not just a digital DLC code. But aside from that, like I said, the more Wolfenstein, the better, especially since it is co-op. It's just one of those crazy games that you can just have like an intense shooter with your friend on the couch. I think that's going to be so cool, and I'd love to see where Bethesda goes from here. Another thing that I thought was really funny is that Todd Howard is actually kind of making fun of himself and the whole Skyrim meme thing, where they had Keegan-Michael Key come on in a video making fun of Skyrim with an Alexa, and really just kind of making fun of how Skyrim is on everything now. It was just kind of nice to really hone in on that Bethesda can make fun of itself, because they're not one of those huge game companies like Xbox or PlayStation, and that they can pretty much have free will to run the company as they like and make fun of themselves. And because of that, I think that the audience engages even more with them, because they're willing to realize that they are a game company and that they do make mistakes. Overall, I think Bethesda has had the best conference so far, even though it's only day one. We got Ubisoft, we got Sony, we have Square Enix tomorrow, and then Tuesday we have Nintendo, which I'm super excited about. I think Nintendo's going to steal the entity of E3 this year, just because we get a new Smash Bros. And we know it's coming, and we're all like in our seats shaking like I am right now, because I just can't stop thinking about Smash Bros. So things that I liked about the Bethesda conference. Doom 2, which is a sequel to Doom. It's called Doom Eternals, and it's coming out, we don't know when. We just got a little teaser. Probably next year, because Doom 1 came out only 2 years ago, so I'm expecting probably next year, which is going to be awesome. The more Doom, the better, please. I'm also now excited about Rage 2. I wasn't quite excited about it when I'd heard about it, but I think that the footage from Bethesda's conference really solidified that I want this game now, because it looks like Doom and Mad Max had a baby, and somewhere along the line, a flamethrower got mixed in, which I'm okay with. Wolfenstein 2, of course, looks great. I think that more Wolfenstein, the better, like I said. But we didn't really get a release date. We just got a little teaser, which looks good. It definitely is going to be one of the games that I play couch co-op with a buddy of mine immediately when it comes out. I can't wait for that game. Also, Fallout Shelter, it's coming to the Switch tonight and PlayStation 4. I'm really excited to play that because I haven't played that so far, so I'm going to download that and then play the shit out of that tonight. Now, here are my things that I didn't like about the conference and things that make me worried. I'm worried that this Elder Scrolls Blades game is not going to play that well cross-platform. If you're playing it on a console, the graphical fidelity is just not going to be there, because obviously it's a mobile game and it's primarily made to be a mobile game, and that it's not going to be a full-sized game, that it might kind of get boring after time. But we'll see. They're making some bold promises that this game is going to be able to play in VR, that you're going to be able to play it on your platform, your console, and then transfer all your save data and pick up right back on your mobile phone, which is cool, especially playing it one-handed, which I think is awesome. But I think we really have to test it out to see how it's going to be before we actually really judge it. I'm not too excited about Prey. Prey looks okay. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I like that they're still adding DLC, even though it came out a year ago. And to be honest, I thought that game didn't do as well. So it's nice that they're still feeding their fans from their previous IPs. I was kind of half expecting to see a new Dishonored, maybe a Dishonored 3. But then again, that came out maybe 2 years ago, so if we're on track, we might see a Dishonored 3 next year. We also don't have release dates for most of the games that they announced during the conference, including Rage 2, obviously Elder Scrolls, anything that's really well far off that we only saw trailers for, including Doom. So the only thing that we're really left with this year is going to be Fallout 76. So they're putting some pretty heavy burdens on their shoulders by having this the only big game that they released this year. Of course, we have Wolfenstein 2 for the Switch coming out just at the end of the month, but other than that, we don't have a big release schedule from Bethesda this year. So that worries me a little bit, that most of their games are coming out in the future, that a lot of them are promises, and this is kind of, I'm seeing a trend, especially since Microsoft was heavy on doing that. They just announced a bunch of games that are coming out next year, early next year, but still it's next year. So we're going to have a big slot for Sony to take up a majority of the releases this fall. And granted, we're getting Red Dead Redemption 2 and The Last of Us 2, hopefully at some point. Are game companies afraid to release at the same time? I don't understand, because there's a whole allotment of games that we don't have in September to December. So, Nintendo, y'all need to help out. But that's it for me, guys. I definitely think that Bethesda is on the right track. They definitely know what the audience wants, and they're preparing for the future as far as some big IPs come. And even though they might not come soon, they're going to come. And I can wait because I know that Sony and Nintendo's conference is going to have some stuff to hold me over. Overall, I thought Bethesda's conference was really good. I'm definitely going to give it a B+ because we had all of their IPs and they all delivered on them, including a new IP called Starlight, which is like supposedly Skyrim in space, which I will gladly take Skyrim in space. That's exactly what I want, Skyrim in space. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you could, please like or dislike this video if you didn't think I had anything constructive to say. Subscribe maybe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a video. I'm going to try to make some more of these E3 reaction videos just because we have a lot of stuff to cover. We've got Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sony tomorrow, and then Nintendo on Tuesday. So it's going to be a busy week, and us gamers are having a great time because this is like Candyland for us. Candyland? Disneyland? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to go. I'm going to play some Fallout Shelter on the eShop if it's up there, and you guys have a good rest of your night. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country